what do we say here then? Well, I guess by way of a bit of an update, we've got all the loose panels sort of primed and ready for final sanding. So really almost at a stage where we can put the colour on it. I'm just looking now at other bits and pieces that are going to need to be done. I mean, there's things like this bonnet stay going to be plated, some nuts and bolts that I want plated, need to prep the hinges, and this, I guess, gathering all the bits and pieces around the car, making sure they're ready to fit. I'll be putting the washer bottle back on here. Didn't have one before I took it off, and that's where actually when I put the Nodiz on I mounted the coil pack. Obviously the coil pack can't go there now, so I was looking for somewhere else to put it, and I did think about putting it up here, but to put it there I need to drill, and I don't want to drill a horizontal surface like that because of the risk of, you know, water and whatever getting in. So I did sort of wonder about around here or in the original position for the coil under the servo, under the master cylinder, but not happy with any of those. I think I've settled on putting it actually on the engine, sticking it on there. It's not going to be, I mean, that's where the distributor was before, or the Fiesta electric Dizzy there. So it's not odd to have the 4 plugs coming from that area and the leads coming through from that area. So the more I think about it, the more I think that that's the right place for it. So I need to make a bracket, and I guess it's got to be a bracket that'll bolt to the inlet manifold, because there's not much else around there. I could do something fancy that sticks in the hole that the Dizzy goes, but this is an old, funnily enough, I've just bought a new carb just like this, the old Morris. It's a carb for an A12 Nissan engine, twin choke thingy. Never mind. Right, so this is a inlet manifold for a cross flow, and I'm going to make my bracket to pick up these 2 points here. So I'll start off with the old cardboard engineering, the old Fruit Loops and Cocoa Pop packets, and see where a bit of cardboard engineering takes me. So I've just drawn the outline of the flange on there, and then mark the holes and punch them out. So now I'm just going to gauge, there's no way really to trace it, I'm just going to gauge the notch that I need so those 2 holes will line up. So I'll just chop away with the old scissors until I get them holes lining up with that. Rather than mess around, I pulled the manifold and carb off the engine. Well, I had to really, because there's no chance of getting the old distributor out, because these are with these modules on the side, these old Elecki Dizzies from Fiesta 1100s. Leaves me with that. So I'll take the opportunity to blank off the Dizzy hole now, put a new gasket in and build this little bracket properly. It don't go on there like that. Now what I was using down there served the purpose of getting this done. But yeah, basically now we'll take those hole centers and extrude out here, out this way, and then up, and then back again. So it'll be some sort of U shape. As long as I can get to the bolts with tools, it should be okay. So there's 1, 2, 3 sides. Well, 4 sides really, because it's, yeah, it's coming down, up, across, and then across the top, and the coil pack will go down on the top of it. So I'll cut this out now. Right, got the general idea going on here. But obviously if I put the coil directly on top of that cardboard, it's going to interfere with the carb. So I've got to extrude the base out this way to give me some clearance. So the coil's about 120 wide, 12 centimeters wide, so from there to about there. So I'll rehash on the old Cocoa Frosties box the plan, and remove this material and then bring that plate out 120 and then angle that back into there. So there's the old one, that's the new one. So I've got that shift going on, that offset to clear the carb. So I'll bend that up, punch some holes in it and see what it looks like. Right, this is what we're into now. Some serious cardboard engineering. It's the return flange on there, that's the top. That goes on there. That line's in there, that goes on top of there. Coil sits on top. That little return flange there just tidies it up. Yeah. I think I mark that out, make that out of aluminium now. So Mark II Escort coil pack mount. I need to drill a hole in that area there to be able to get that inlet manifold bolt through. Okay, right, so I need a hole to be able to get that bolt in. So if I just mark that there, I can then put a hole in there the size of a 1/2 inch stroke 30mm socket plus some. So I've got 3mm aluminium here, and just as it happens, cutting through there will just be enough material. So a little jigsaw, mark it out, cut it. Laid out. Right, I'll set up now for the first thrashing. And all I need to do now is find the thrashing stick. Trusty old thrashing stick, covered in body filler. quite appear to have bent as well as I'd like it to, but that's a bit better. Because I've made a cutout in here already. That's not bent, there's no leverage, there's nothing on there to bend that through there. But that's okay. You can either dress it with a hammer, grind it off. Of course, one of the problems with transferring from card that's 1/2 mil thick and going to alley that's 3 mil thick is that things move around. So you can see the difference in those holes there, but if you're on the outside they'll probably be okay. Perhaps we take the outside as the dimension. Anyway, next one to bend is that line. I think I might do that. Should do. Quite interesting, or surprising I guess, how stiff this aluminium is. So now I've got to issue, I guess, the throat depth to get to that. I can do it with 2 bits of wood here, that'll do, but I still need something on the other side to stop the jaws marking the aluminium, and I could use another piece of aluminium. Yeah. Should do it. It's probably going to hit down there. Let's see. Find another way of getting it. Sort of getting there. So it does still need to go down a bit further. Maybe freestyle bashing. Yep. Not quite as straight as I'd really like, but probably won't look too bad. And I can straighten these up if I need to. Let's look at getting some holes in there and having a trial fit. So I've drilled the first hole there, and what I did was selected a drill that was exactly the same size as those clearance holes in the manifold. And I drilled that out to the same size, and now I'm using the drill bit as a pin. Right, so that drill bit now is pinning that plate on to the manifold. so there's going to be no inaccuracies when I drill this hole. So I'll just go through with that now, decide where it is I want it, and go through with that. So now with two holes, two drill bits holding that on there, one thing I do notice is it's a little bit wonky. Decide whether that matters or not, or whether we can either got to live with it or straighten it out. And it could be straightened out quite easily with just putting maybe a cut somewhere. Let's see. So just add a bit of a measure up. The intention was always to bend that corner down. So that's about the size of the coil. This is excess material. So I'm going to chop that material off and then bend that lip down. So this little return bit on here was the biggest challenge, and I thought when I marked it out I thought it was going to be difficult. It's such a short area, no real sort of leverage on it. But anyway, it's bent down now, probably don't need to cut it off either. The only thing I need to do now is drill a hole in here in order to get a socket through it to tighten the manifold up. So that's through now. Bit of a struggle with an old, I don't know what it is, 12 volt battery drill. Just because I was too lazy to go and get the corded one. So now you can see the two holes to bolt onto the manifold. So I've gone and test fit it now, so I can also mark out the holes to put the coil, which I'm going to riv nut the bracket and put some cap screws down through the coil onto the bracket. That's fitted now. There's a hole at the back there. And then the coil should go on there like that. I'll sort out the HT leads and make them just a little bit shorter and tidier. So all that is left could probably run the wire to run it so it's not like bridging across this gap. You always find that when you get gaps bridged, they get in the way of you working. So if you're trying to adjust the clutch cable, or I don't know, do something down that side, you've got cables across there, they're a pain in the backside. So I could sort of run the low tension wires low, then tight to the engine and up through here. That'll probably be alright. Trying to keep the wiring as tidy as possible on this. So I'll mark these holes now and get some riv nuts in there and find some nice, probably stainless dome head cap screws, socket, Allen socket head screw things. So I've just plonked that on there, marked the first hole, drilled the first hole for the riv nut, nutsert, whatever you want to call it. Been down the shop and bought some button head screws should look alright in there. Oh, one-handed this. Just about the right length, 40mm long. I'll pick that in there. And I'll mark and drill now with that one in position, mark and drill the other three. Now I've got two on there. I'll probably do these other two at the same time. So just drill through those two, take it off, drill it out to the 9mm and put the riv nuts in there. I will probably put a dab of Loctite on the screws, the blue one and non-locking one, just so they don't rattle loose. There's no washers, there's no room for washers. The longest bolt they have is 40mm, and that's really only a few threads into the riv nut. Keep. Just removing the plastic from around the hole. Just peeling it back ever so slightly. I won't remove the plastic fully until I've sanded on the edges, just so we can have the best chance of having the a nice finish. Always looks good when you keep the plastic on till the end. Just hold that in the vise while I do that. The last riv nut. Voila. Okay, get in there. So I'll take this off again now, and just going to tidy all these edges up, file them, or DA with the 80 grit on it. Does a nice job. Probably put a radius on that as well, just so there's no sharp corners. Doesn't look too bad, that. It's an odd shape, but you'll only see the top of it really. Let's get it fitted to the car. I'm doing it. Just cleaned off that face there, ready to stick it back on, and realised before I do that I should blank off where the old distributor went. So I've just made a paper template there. I'm just going to make that outline in aluminium, drill a hole in it, and bolt it in place. I'm wondering about oil pressure in that area, whether it's going to leak, whether it's going to have any. So I might just put a gasket there. We'll see. I don't know, one bolt's not really ideal for bolting down on, but we'll see how it works. If it leaks, then we'll maybe find a bung or remake it with a bung on it. That's the gasket. That's the blanking plate. That's the nut. That's not, it's the bolt. Distributor bolt. You lose that and I'm in trouble. I think there's only one of them on a car. We'll see how that goes. Whether there's enough tension in that to keep out any oil leaks. We shall monitor when we start driving. A bit dark in there. Right. Do a little tap test. That's solid up there. A little bit of a, it's not springy, but you can tell that it's possibly not absolutely tight as it could be against that. Just gonna have to second and see. If it doesn't work, as I say, I'll turn up a bung that goes in there and then bolt the bung onto the plate. Just don't know, it's close to the oil pump, but no idea how much pressure's in that area. Probably a lot, because there's a pressure switch there as well. We'll see. If it leaks, we'll deal with it. Okay, clean that gasket surface there. So get the inlet on there now. So just take the opportunity here to put some new washers and spring washers and plain washers in there. The old ones are old. Not looking too bad at all. Let's tighten up the rest of the manifold bolts and mount the coil. All I need to do is shorten the leads make those a little bit tidier. But nice job that. I'm happy with it. Don't know what you guys think about it. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, really appreciate it if you did so. If you'd like a bracket like this for your crossflow, I could send you a one-to-one drawing of it on a PDF that you could print out as a template, and you could bend yourself one up. Alright, well that's it for this little job. See you shortly. Thanks.